Welcome to Offensive, where we have a new rule. The U.S. wins the World Cup. We're starting a petition to change it to soccer.
And the rest of the world has to call it soccer till someone takes it from us.
Everybody has to call it soccer.
No,
yes, England.
No.
This is a football podcast. This is not a soccer
This
podcast.
is okay, hold on. This is football.
So let me clarify something, because I hate the word soccer. And it was created by the English in like the late 1800s so that they could tell the difference between like rugby and all these other sports, because they had associations like athletic clubs, right? Like you hear like there's teams like Athletic Club, AC Milan, Athletic Club Milan, right? Or like AFC, right? Athletic Club, whatever. So the athletic clubs had all these different sports. And so football, they started calling soccer, and that kind of stuck. And we started playing it here and all over the world. And then the English changed back to calling it football. It's not our fault we call it soccer, English people. It's your fault we call it soccer, okay? And that's why Japan calls it soccer, and Australia calls it soccer, and China calls it soccer, because that's what traveled around the world. And then you guys changed, and now you're making fun of us for calling it soccer when you started it. It's your fault, England.
Yeah, England started all this stuff.
Yeah, it's your fault. But, I mean, I don't mind.
We all know soccer sucks. Real men play lacrosse. I'm just saying. Real men started it.
I thought you were going to say like table tennis or something. So at least you said lacrosse. So, all right. But hey, you know what? Enjoy the World Cup. Enjoy football. Just don't call it the FIFA World Cup. Just call it the World Cup. Okay. FIFA's Cup terrible. So, okay. But let's talk about American football, and we will switch now to football. We're talking about football and the Green Bay Packers and all the other great teams. And
great iron football.
Yes, we're going to talk football because this is a football channel, not a soccer channel. But we are going to rank some NFL offenses, okay? So our tiers are always at the top, best of the best, like the movie, or Bob, as we like to shorten it to. Very good offenses, maybe not great, but very good. Mid-AF, obviously, in the middle of the pack. Under construction, maybe not very good, but there's some signs. Maybe there's potential there. And needs a special teams touchdown. Your offense is hot garbage, and you suck. So that's our current ranking tier. So we are going to start with the NFL champions. This is just a random order, as best I can tell. I don't know why I did it in this order, but we're going to just start with the NFL champions. So where do you guys think the Seahawks will be this year on offense? No Kenneth Walker. They did just draft a rookie out of Notre Dame for running back. They lost a couple of guys, but mostly on defense. Other than Kenneth Walker, their offense should be pretty much the same. Their offensive line might even be a little bit better. So what do we think? Doug, I'm going to let you decide. Where do you think the Seahawks belong in the NFL offensive rankings?
So they ranked, 10th last year. They've got Price, a new running back. He might be an upgrade from Walker, but he's a rookie, so it's hard to say. I think that they're going to be very similar to last year, but I think they'll be a little bit higher. I think they're going to be very good, not great.
I kind of agree with that. I mean, you got Sam Darnold, throwing the ball all over the yard. They still got JSN. Again, their offensive line was very good. I do think they win with defense. Don't get me wrong, but I still think their offense was very good. Hence, they won a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I think very good, not great is very fair for the Seahawks. Okay, Dave, I'm going to go to you now. Where are these Chicago Bears going to be in 2026? This year, second year under your new coach, Caleb Williams, third year in the NFL. What do you think is going to happen, Dave?
I'd like to agonize you guys and say that we'd be Bob, but it's tough to do that when you lose your left tackle and your center. I still think, given Ben Johnson, I think we're still going to be very good, not great. Caleb obviously has to be more efficient with his drives. I think he is going to take the step up. So I think we're comfortably very good, not great this year.
Yeah, and that is an upgrade. You guys were 13th last year in kind of DVOA for offense. So like close, to a little ahead of middle of the pack. So I think you're going to get better, but I don't know if there's going to be a huge leap. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, and you guys did have the number 2 running game. I would expect your passing game to get a little better, your running game to get a little worse, right? So that's, I think very good, not great is fair. Okay, now a team that was actually extremely good, believe it or not, on offense, maybe not on fourth down, but was really good on offense last year despite not making the playoffs, the Detroit Lions. Guys, do we think they're still best of the best? I mean, they've got maybe the best running back, second best running back in the NFL. Jared Goff cooks teams at times.
They lost Ty Montgomery.
They did lose Ty Montgomery, but they still got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Remember, Sam Laporta was hurt.
Do you mean David?
Year. He's going to come.
This is not the Packers. They don't have Ty Montgomery's out of their backfield.
Look,
this is David Montgomery,
difference.
former Chicago Bear, my friend. He was not a Packer. We're former Bear here. David Montgomery, he's a great man.
So they lost the entire Montgomery family. Okay, so let's just say that. So, but I think the Lions are still Bob tier. I think they are Bob tier, just with the weapons they have. Laporta's going to come back. I do think they did enough in the draft to address that offensive line. And remember, their defense is not very good. They kind of win with their offense. So I definitely think they're a Bob.
It all revolves around that offensive line, though. If they have to be better than last year, because last year up the middle, people were able to blitz him up the middle, and Jared Goff was in trouble. So, like, I think if they have to fix that if they want to be a BOB.
I agree. I think they're like kind of teetering. Not maybe I have some questions if they're Bob, but I think for now I'm going to put them in Bob, and we can move them out later.
And let's give a shout out to Vinny in the chat, who's glad that we didn't get shot when we were in Hammond, Indiana for our episode last week.
Thank you.
And AC's in there who's saying "Go Pack Go" in the chat. So AC, I didn't know you're a Packer fan, but that's great. Or did I know that? But let us know how you think about these ratings in the chat.
Yeah, they're saying Caleb will be running for his life again. I mean, that's very possible. I don't know if the Bears' offensive line is going to be as good, but I do know that Ben Johnson knows what he's doing. And I still think they're going to be a very good offense, right? So, but guys, thanks for the comments. And always the best comment, go Pack. That is the best comment. So, okay. Now, this one to me is kind of hard to figure out, the Chargers. And I love how all the comments cover up Dave's face. So any Packers fans that are sick of what Dave has to say, make sure
just
comment. And I'll cover up his face. Yeah. All right. So hype the Chargers. Are they hype? Are the Chargers hyped like always, or are they going to be really good this year? They're getting their 2 tackles back that they didn't have last year.
This is the thing. No matter what happens, or if Mercury is in retrograde, the Chargers are always going to be a team that people get excited about during regular season. And they don't do jack squat.
I mean, their offense wasn't terrible last year.
That's how they've been for the last 20 years.
I know. I don't know. So
Phillip Rivers, all this stuff. They're always like pretty kind of good, right? But you look at DVOA, they're ranked like 21st.
Yeah, they're 21st in DVOA.
Even with a superstar quarterback who can do anything, they're still 21st in DVOA.
Well, that was last year. That was when he was running for his life.
And that's
now
what
they've
I'm
upgraded. They got a fullback.
They're going to have 3 new offensive linemen basically this year because they're getting their 2 tackles back. Plus, they drafted a guy. Like I just think their offensive line's going to be better. Omarion Hampton, who they drafted last year, I think is going to be good. He got nicked up too. So like,
I think they're mid. They're always mid. What the Chargers are.
They're not mid. Okay, I'm not saying they're going to win a playoff game, but I still think they're this.
Well, even last year they're 21st, which is less than mid.
Yeah,
but we're talking about this next year though. They're going to be Marty Schottenheimer. They're going to be 13-3 and lose in the first round.
Probably
14-3. Bob.
I think they're very good.
They're not going to be 13-3.
Dave, do you think they're very good, or do you think they're mid?
This is what everyone says every year, and they never are.
This is Hype's choice.
All right,
I'd say very good, not great, but whatever you want to put it.
Every year for 20, 30 years, they've been. Everyone says they're great, and then they're just mid.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I disagree, but you're probably right. Honestly, at the end of the day. Okay, Dave, the Arizona Cardinals, Bob, right? For sure, Bob.
You chose that bottom color for a reason.
Maybe no.
That's red, man. Just like the Cardinals. We don't even need to go any further than that.
Yeah, that's pretty much where they belong. Hey, thanks, DTV guy. I will cover up Dave's face at your request. Thank you so much. So
that is awesome.
I know. Get out of here, Dave. Okay, the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, Bob, do we even have to discuss it? They might be the best offense in the NFL. Right. I don't know if there's another team that I would put in front of them right now. I mean, and they're going to get more possessions now because they just fixed their defense, so they're probably going to have more chances to score on offense this year. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's likely they lead the NFL in points scored this year. I think it's likely, not guaranteed, but it's likely. If I had to pick a team, I would definitely pick the Rams number 1. You guys agree with that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Here's an interesting one. AJ Brown just got there. They got Lord Helmet, Romeo Dobbs. Drake May was number 2 in a passing efficiency last year, and he brought his team to the Super
Their
Bowl.
whole
with a
offense
terrible,
was third in DVOA.
and they had a terrible offensive line. So in Doug's defense, where we're like, hey, Justin Herbert's offensive line was terrible, so were the Patriots, and
Yes.
they were great and made a Super Bowl. So like, are they a really good offense this year? Do you guys think? I mean,
I think they'll get a lot of yards and stats. They're like the DVOA darling team. You know what I mean? Where like they'll get you all the analytics and the stats. They might not win against tough teams when they play really good teams, but when they're not playing a super good team, they're going to rack up all the stats.
So do we think they're a very good? I don't think we can say mid AF because their quarterback is good enough, right? So like I feel like very good, not great is kind of where the Patriots are, and in front of the Bears for sure.
No,
just
because they went to the Super Bowl doesn't mean they're a better team.
Well, Drake May is better than Caleb.
No,
so I'm switching it back.
Vinny thinks they should be BOB apparently because of Romeo Dobbs.
I mean, the Lord Helmet effect, dude. I mean, come on. Like, it might just happen.
Just don't put them on special teams. You're fine, dude.
Okay. Now, Doug, I'm going to let you pick this one and see, because I have an opinion about this team. But, Doug, where do the Broncos rank in offense this year, 2026?
The Sean Paytons. Where are they?
So they were very mid last year. They're 15th. They also led the league in 3 and outs on offense.
Yep.
So like, but when you watch them play, sometimes they look really good on offense and sometimes they don't. It's really hard. So I don't know. They did get a wide receiver. They got Waddle,
but like, dude, I got to be honest. Waddle's a good player, but do you really think he's a game changer? I mean,
he wasn't really in Miami.
That needs a big arm quarterback. He didn't have one in Tua. And sorry, Bo Nix is not a big arm quarterback. Like, he's just not.
I think they're kind of mid offense, even though they had like they had the second best offensive line or top 2 last year, right?
And then they still finished mid in offensive.
Yeah. And like, what if their offensive line doesn't play that well?
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
No, they are a defensive team. Let's be honest. Bo Nix did better than we all anticipated. He did. Good job, Bo Nix. And Sean Payton is a good offensive mind, but they are still a mid offense. And I don't expect their offensive line to be as healthy or as good as it was last year. If I'm being honest, they didn't do anything in the draft to address it or get any backup.
And Sean Payton's offense rely on like perfect quarterback play, basically, like Drew Brees.
Dude, you're right. They had the most 3 and outs in the league, and they were put in a lot of good scoring positions by that defense, which again, they may be again this year, but I think as an offense, if just judging it by the offense, they are a mid offense right now. They are a mid offense.
And they could have a great season on offense, but like the thing is when you have that dominant defense, that helps you because you get the ball all the time with short yardage, right?
But again, we're just saying this offense alone, standalone by itself, where does it rank compared to its peers? I think mid is more than fair for the Broncos.
Yeah, they don't have a good running game.
Now, here's one that kind of surprised me that they weren't very good last year. Even though Baker was cooking to start the year, they were actually kind of bad at the end of the year offensively. So, Dave, what do you think happens this year? Mike Evans is gone. They did have a lot of injuries, of course, right? So maybe that helps. Tristan Wirfs was also injured last year a lot. But I mean, Bucky Irving was hurt. I mean, do we think the Buccaneers are going to make a comeback on offense, or do we think this is just the standard now that they're actually kind of a mid-level offensive team? What do you think?
I think Emeka Egbuka, just the way that he fell off last year, made me believe that they just didn't have the offensive coordinator had no idea what to do with the team. They're trying to, pull it together. I just don't have a lot of confidence. We haven't seen it. Baker's great when he has a known or developing OC. It's tough to say, after seeing last year. I'm kind of scared, honestly. I'd say I don't want to say under construction. They finish mid AF, but I'm honestly, until we see it, Chris Godwin, he's getting old. He's kind of injured. Yeah. You don't have an explosive.
And their running game was like a bottom of the barrel last year. It was like very low.
Oh yeah, Wirfs is one of the best tackles in the game. He's awesome.
He might be the best left tackle in football, if I'm being honest. Because Trent Williams, he's 98 years old at this point.
Right.
And he's been good, but I don't know if he's as good as Wirfs is right now. So, but they were still pretty bad.
You know me. I was the one who was calling for Baker to be MVP week 6, week 7.
We were kind of on the Baker hype train too after week 6. He was making all the comebacks, but they really fell off a cliff. So I don't know. I feel like under construction is fair. I think that's fair.
That's where I don't like it, but it makes
I like
sense
the
to
Big
me.
Show, man. I really do like the Big Show, but as an overall offense, I don't really believe in the Buccaneers this year. I just don't. So, okay, I'm fair. Okay, this is a controversial one. The Baltimore Ravens. Oh, we missed it. What did he say?
Oh, he just said Bucks.
Bucks tank this year. Vinny has spoken. I mean, maybe they tank. I don't know. It feels like maybe they want their coach out of there. Maybe he'll be gone mid-season.
Yeah, it's a good. Well, yeah, Baker's on the last year of his contract. They haven't extended it. Bowles is on his last year to make it. So this might be all right, just press the reset button after the season. So
yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, but let's move on to the Ravens because this is an interesting one. Lamar Jackson had maybe his worst season as a pro. He was obviously hurt, right? They re-signed Mark Andrews, which I think is interesting because he keeps getting hurt. They did draft some wide receivers. Derrick Henry is, an immortal vampire that just does what he does, so he'll be fine. But they lost maybe the best center in the NFL on their offensive line. I mean, they're definitely not bad, but 2 years ago, this was the best offense of the NFL, the best, like by DVOA, points scored, everything. And then they fell off a cliff last year. Do we think they can get back to that Bob level with Lamar Jackson, or are they kind of at the very good, not great stage going forward? They
lost their fullback, Patrick Ricard, to the Giants.
Right. Nobody cares about fullbacks, Dave.
What's that? Oh,
no one cares about fullbacks.
If we're talking about a strong running game,
right,
you lose your giant fullback. You lost your best blocking tight end in Charlie Kohler, who went over to the Chargers, which again is another reason why I think they might be very good, not great. So you lose three cogs in that rushing attack: your fullback, your center, and your tight end, which helped to make him great. Derrick Henry, he kind of now has the same offense around him. The quality of the offense around him is like what it was in Tennessee for the last 2 years,
right?
Where he didn't really have other good pieces, and his performance showed it. Granted, Lamar is obviously a much better quarterback than he had, but I say the rest of the other pieces, it's not as great as it was. I love their offensive coordinator. I think, he's coming from Chicago. He's coming from two good coaches.
I'm just saying Lamar missed like 4 or 5 games, right? And he was hurt the second half of the year, and they still finished 11th in offense.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like if Lamar's playing all year, because that's the model, we're not going to assume anyone's hurt. If Lamar's playing all year, I still think they're a top 5 offense with him and Derrick Henry. I just do. But you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay putting them here for now. I think they're ahead of Seattle. I feel like they're gonna have a Bob year, but I'm okay putting them in.
I feel like they're not gonna have a Bob year. I don't know. Like even when Lamar played this last year, whether hurt or not, he just did not. It didn't look good.
Leave that up there. Should we move the comments above Doug? So, there you go. Now,
there you go. Yeah, for wake up, Doug.
That's a Matt Ramage joke. Because the whole whenever I go on the show, he's like, "Wake up, Doug. What are you doing? Aren't you talking?"
Yeah. All right.
Then when I talk, he's like, "Stop talking."
All right. So, okay, I'm happy with very good, not great, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were Bob because this offense was fantastic. They did lose their offensive coordinator.
They could literally be under construction like last year or Bob. Like it's such a range.
But again, they were still 11th.
I think they're mid. New offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And
that's because you have new stuff.
You sound like somebody who gave up Joe Burrow for Lamar Jackson in Dynasty. I'm just saying.
A healthy Lamar Jackson,
trying to pray it's
with no one else on the team. You're still very good at offense. Like you can't even be mid if Lamar Jackson is healthy. You just can't be because he's that.
Well, this is the thing. Their passing DVOA was 16th, which is very mid. The running was still 4 because they just ran the ball a lot, right, last year. But passing, they just weren't very good.
Well, again, Lamar missed a bunch of games and was hurt. So, like, this year, if he's healthy, my choice. I'm leaving him at very good. Moving on. So, my choice.
This is not a democracy.
Yeah, this is not on this pick. So, all right, fine. I'll put him behind Seattle to make you guys feel.
No,
better,
it's your choice, man.
That's right. Okay, this one should be fun. Hype. The Saints with Kellen Moore. They got a wide receiver in the top 10. Tyler Shuck looks like he's not terrible. I mean, what are the Saints going to be?
It's got to be under construction. I mean, they were ranked 27th in DVOA.
Yeah.
In passing last year in offense. I mean, even though people are like the Saints went for a run, they look good at times. They were still 27th in offensive DVOA with, some decent weapons on offense. who's going to be the running back this year? Is the running game going to be any good?
Oh, they got
it's
Etienne, dude.
Etienne.
Oh, they
Etienne.
got.
Gosh,
That's right. They got.
I keep forgetting
Etienne.
he changed the pronunciation of his name, and his brother's like, we don't call it that. So
Right.
Well, they were 30th in rushing last year, so hopefully
Yeah.
that'll help. But I think they're
And
still gonna. I think it's still under construction.
you got to remember,
they have
Tyler
two good
Shuck.
tackles.
Tyler Shuck didn't really start playing well until like week 12. And so from what I saw from like week 11 on, I would say if that translates into this year, they're at least mid on offense. Because, dude, Kellen Moore knows what he's doing on offense. He definitely knows what he's doing on offense. So like,
it's hard to trust the Saints.
But they started with Spencer Rattler for the first several games, though.
That's what I'm saying.
And yeah, Shuck didn't start till the second half. And granted,
Well,
they didn't necessarily set the world on fire. But he
people
could
thought JJ
scramble.
McCarthy was going to be an all-star quarterback after a couple weeks too. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, after one, and then he was terrible.
after one, because he had one good quarter against the Bears, which I don't know if
All
you know
right,
this,
I'll
Doug.
put them.
Bears
I'll put
defense
them in-
sucked.
I mean, they kind of are the definition of under construction because we don't really know what they're going to look like. But I think by the end of the year, they're going to move up. I trust Kellen Moore. I think he knows.
Yeah, I think they can get to very good, not great, but right now under construction.
No, that's fair. That's fair. They're just.
I like their draft.
Yeah, me too. Okay, San Francisco. I mean, it's a Shanahan offense. They're pretty much always very good. It doesn't matter who their quarterback is. It doesn't matter who their running back is. It doesn't matter who their wide receiver is. It doesn't matter how many electrical substations are shoved up their butts and they get hurt. Like,
It doesn't matter how fast their wide receivers are driving by their stadium.
They're just a very good offense every year because Kyle Shanahan.
even though Lynch doesn't know how to draft people.
Nope.
Yep.
Even though he doesn't, And where did San Francisco? Yeah, dude, San Francisco finished second last year in DVOA on offense.
With half the team hurt.
Are they Bob, actually? Because it doesn't feel like they are, but are they Bob? I mean, they still got Christian McCaffrey.
He had so many touches last year.
I know that's not repeatable. I kind of agree.
No.
Yeah, they're going to have to go down.
The thing is, no matter what happens, if they have everyone or nobody, they still are very good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like,
okay,
that's the
But
49ers.
I feel like
offense.
out of respect for Shanahan, I got to put him there because just like we could play quarterback and they would be like top 10 in scoring. Like that offense is just a machine. It is an absolute machine. Respect to Shanahan. Okay, Colts. They were setting the world on fire last year with Daniel Jones through the first 8 weeks. They had the most efficient offense in NFL history through 7 games. And then everything exploded because that's what happens in Indianapolis. But what are they going to be this year, Dave? What are your Colts? Are they your Colts this year? Because they were your Colts last year, and it worked out pretty well.
They definitely were. I was ringing that bell loud and hard.
You were, and I didn't.
You had
I didn't
nothing
agree
to do
with
with
you
it
until
until
about week 7, and then everything fell apart when I agreed with you. So,
that after they beat the Broncos, you hopped on the bandwagon, and then somebody burned the wagon down.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. So, Dave, what are your Colts this year offensively? What are they going to look like?
Jonathan Taylor, I still love him. I appreciate them letting Pittman walk just so that way they can open up more targets. Alec Pierce, he got a big bag of money, but his production, that kind of profile, that's a lot of eggs in that basket, for a guy who's going to see 45 catches maybe. So, but if Daniel Jones, if they can protect him, the offensive line, they've been good. They had a couple of down years, but I think they got the pieces. With Daniel Jones, I don't think we can say anything more than mid AF right now.
Really?
If we knew he was healthy, I'd say they could go back to being very efficient.
You don't think they're here maybe very good? You think they're more like this area?
Yeah, I think they're right now until we know Daniel Jones. How he's able to come back.
They're mid because it's really hard to judge. It really, to be fair, I don't really know where to put the Colts either.
If I thought that he's going to be healthy all season, I'd easily bump him up a level, and I'd say they had Bob potential.
Right, the second half of the season he was mid.
That offensive line, they did trade Pittman. Remember their wide receiver as well. So and they are paying Alec Pierce, who he does get 40 catches. He does a lot with them, but it's still only 40 catches. So
they have a stud tight end, a young stud tight end who can do everything for you.
Yeah. I think I'm okay putting them there just because it's really hard to figure out what kind of Colts offense we're going to see. If it's anything like the first 7 weeks, they're in the Bob category.
Oh yeah.
But, all right. Okay. Speaking of Bob category, hype, the Cowboys are Bob,
he's going
right?
to die. It's going to kill him.
I'm a Cowboy hater, but they're best of the best on offense. They're just good, dude.
Well, their DVOA rank on offense, I think, is 8th last year.
They were 8th. That's true. So,
which is not top 5.
It's not, but
it's more very good-ish.
But was that the first year with this head coach calling the plays? Do you think that the head coach can do a little bit better this year? Do you think there's going to be growth? You got George coming back, so he'll have the full offseason.
George Pickens is,
and this is the thing. Last year, the running game was defenses. The running game was 8th in DVOA, so it's not like the passing game didn't have a run game to go with it.
Right. No, that's
but
true.
But they also had to play a lot of, okay, we have the worst defense in the league as far as
they were 32nd in defense by the way.
But shouldn't that help their DVOA because they're always like playing with like defenses playing back and playing soft on them?
Maybe. I see. That's the question.
They're forced into a certain situation though when you have to score a touchdown on every.
I was going to say, wouldn't that make it easier to run, Doug? So their DVOA rushing would be higher because teams are.
Well, it's pretty high. It's 8th for a team with not like any good running backs on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is because teams had to stop the pass because that was the only thing they were scared of. So it was easier to run, right, for the Cowboys. Dude, stopping the Cowboys passing game is just
if
hard.
you put them in BOB, you have to put the Packers in BOB because the Packers offense was better than the Cowboys.
We'll get there, dude. Don't jump ahead. We'll get there. Okay. But I think the Cowboys are Bob for offense.
Yes.
And they will be again this year. And part of it's because their defense.
Wait, so is this my choice or your guys' choice?
Well, fine. Where do you want to put them?
Then also the show changes when I have to make a decision.
It's a committee until I say otherwise. How about that?
I want to know what Vinny thinks. What does Vinny think about the Cowboys? Where should they be, Vinny?
Oh, man. I don't know.
On paper, they are BOB on paper, right? When you look at the wide receivers they have, the quarterback they have, you can definitely put them in BOB as far as like, efficiency, production of a lot of yards, right? So I guess I guess it depends on like how you're grading it. So you could probably go either way.
Let's leave them here for now. And then
because I think the 49ers offense is better than the Cowboys if it's full speed, if it has everyone healthy.
That's a fair point. Okay, let's leave them.
Which wide receiving core would you rather have?
Yeah, but like look at the 49ers were second in DVOA with that receiver core.
Again, Dave, it doesn't matter. The 49ers.
That's why I'm saying the 49ers. It doesn't matter who's on the team.
Like some random high school football wide receiver.
I know that Kittle's saying that he's going to be back week 1, but it's tough to believe he's going to be full go. He's going to be anything George Kittle until like I don't know, 2nd, 3rd month of the season.
Yeah.
We'll see. I have a feeling the Niners are going to sneak into BOB by the end of the show because we have to move somebody up there.
And we will. We'll move somebody up. Like I'd say we have to.
I don't like the Niners in any possible way. I don't like them.
There isn't necessarily a rule, but I'd say the unspoken rule is there should be about 5 teams in Bob.
Here's Vinny's explanation here is all we know we're going to beat them in Lambeau. So there you go.
We are going to beat them. Yeah. I'm not saying they're a good team. I'm saying they're a good offense. They are a good offense. Okay. My turn. Under construction, Pittsburgh Steelers. They were mid-AF last year. Yes, they got Rodgers back. Yes, they got Rico Dowdle. Yes, they got Pittman. But, like, I don't know. I guess I could put them in mid. They finished about mid last year. Where did they finish? 18th in DVO, 15th, right? Pretty much 15th, right in the middle.
The first team to run a 4 tight end formation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Arthur Smith.
There's nothing exciting about it.
No.
Rodgers can't push the ball down the field anymore, but he's still very accurate. Maybe their run game will be better this year. I do think Rico Dowdle is definitely an upgrade. I think Pittman helps, but I just, 1 year with Rodgers, that's just not how he works. He's all about timing and knowing his guys. And like he did good with DK last year, but DK didn't set the world on fire either. So Steelers versus Packers Super Bowl, that did happen. I don't see that happening again for a while because of Pittsburgh, but that would be pretty cool. All right. Mid AF. You guys good with mid for that?
Yep.
Okay. Dave, the Bungles. Where are the Bengals?
Hey there, Bob.
They're Bob.
There we go. We got a bobber.
They're 100%
don't really need much talk on it. They're Bob.
No.
They got the best looking hair in the league.
Yeah.
Outside of Roma Dunze's fro, because that's gorgeous, man.
Smoking Joe Burrow is basically unstoppable at times.
Yeah.
Other than Josh Allen, he's the most terrifying force in the NFL, I'd say, and when healthy. So I'm more scared of him than I am of Stafford even. So I definitely think the Bengals are Bob for sure. In fact, I think they're definitely there in front of the Lions as well. So, okay, that was easy. Yeah, Bengals offense, definitely Bob. We'll talk about their defense later. Okay, my turn. This is a fun one. The Eagles, they are mid. They are super mid. And I'll put them ahead here because without Saquon Barkley having a big year, without their offensive line dominating, Jalen Hurts throwing the ball's been a problem. They lost A.J. Brown. Yes, they got Malachi Lemon, but I just don't. Nothing about the Eagles offense scares me. Even Saquon Barkley at this point.
I'd put him below the Broncos, honestly.
So, but guys, they did finish 5th in DVOA last year. You know, I'm sorry, they finished 17th in DVOA. I'm sorry, they finished 17th.
Did they even get a first down in a lot of halves?
Dude, they were so
where their
bad
offense was so predictable. There was absolutely nothing there.
I mean, it can't be as bad as it was last year. I don't think Jalen Hurts is terrible. I think Saquon will have a better year. The Eagles are in decline. You're absolutely right. The Eagles are in decline. I still think they're mid because they do have some talent, but they're definitely in decline. I just don't see a lot coming from this offense this year. And I don't think it's addition by subtraction by getting rid of A.J. Brown. You don't have a big receiver anymore. And
the team, they can't run the ball anymore. They're 24th in running DVOA with Saquon Barkley back there. Why? Because teams can just move up their defense. They're not worried about Jalen Hurts burning them, so they can just move everyone up. Barkley has nowhere to go.
As good as Saquon is, when you're only worried about stopping the run and you're trying to let Jalen Hurts beat you, like the Eagles don't do a whole lot that way. They just don't. And Saquon had so many touches the year before. As Dave loves to point out, when a guy has over a certain amount of touches almost every year, other than Derrick Henry, who's a goddamn alien, that running back has a down year the next year because they just got beat up too much. So
shout out Eddie. We forgot to tell Eddie we're going live tonight.
Hey, yes, we're doing Monday night. It's a weird week, dude. We'll get you on next week. Once we get all the schedule stuff. So
he says the Packers are number 1 to the moo.
To the moon?
I guess there's an N in there too.
All right. To the moon.
Do you think he will talk about BOB?
Well, they're Wisconsin. It's a Dairyland. It's all about the moo. Who needs the moon?
Yeah. So, okay. So
show us your udders.
We definitely think that the Eagles are a mid offensive team, probably getting worse. Okay. Doug, your playoff team, the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. This shows how good I'm predicting is that I picked the Raiders as my dark horse last year.
Yes, he sure did. And so what's their offense this year, Doug? What do you think it is? Do they need a special teams touchdown, or maybe they're under construction because they're trying?
So they were ranked 30th and 32nd last year on offense, right?
Yeah.
Now people have big expectations this year compared to that because they got all-pro center.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, Kirk O'Chain's coming in, so he might be helpful, better than, who they led last year.
And Genty started to look better as the year went on as well, too. So I think Genty
but I think with Kirk O'Chain's, it's under construction, right? Like,
I think that's very fair. In fact, dude, we've talked about it with the Bears offensive line. When you have a good center, it makes the whole rest of the offensive line work better. I think they're going to have more time to throw. They're going to have better running lanes. I think they are definitely under construction.
They might even be a mid offense by mid-season.
Yeah, if Mendoza's any good, right, which he could be, I think under construction is fair. I don't think they are in need of a special team.
It'll probably be like when they drafted Manny to the Colts and he threw like 16 picks in his first thing, but the next season they were pretty good. So like I think I'm not saying that Mendoza's going to be Manning. I think that like this season the quarterbacking won't be great, but their offense will be okay-ish.
Yeah. All right. No, I like that. Okay, my turn. And I'm putting them up here. I'm putting the Packers in Bob. I'm doing
that offensive line. They're definitely.
I know their offensive line is under construction.
We're covering Dave up there because
you know who's not under construction? Jordan.
Number 1 to the moon.
Jordan Love is fantastic. I think. Okay, so to be fair, Dave, the Packers dropped a lot in offense last year, but they were top 5 actually the year before, right? And
they're top 4 in passing DVOA even last year.
Right. And so
they're okay. Out of their receiving core, what is the most yards in any given season that any of your receivers have had?
They're a collective unit. They're like the Borg, Dave. You ever seen Star Trek? They're the Borg, okay? Collective unit.
Dave, I thought we were talking about 2026, not what happened the year before.
I'm talking about the previous 4 years, so.
Hey, you know what's great about the Matt LaFleur offense? Everybody eats, baby.
Look at this. Look at all these comments coming in talking to Dave. They're like, look at Dave's face.
And I'll still put them behind these 3 other teams, but Matt LaFleur's offenses traditionally, Dave, have been around top 5 in DVOA. Jordan Love's playing better. The offensive line was an atrocious mess last year. If it's anything but that, this is definitely a Bob offense.
You
No
know, it's
question about it.
funny. I was thinking about this. The Green Bay Packers offense, like, are notorious for having pretty good offensive lines, but in the years we won the Super Bowls, our offensive lines were kind of not that great. 96, the offensive line was like bottom half of the league. Their left tackle, they remember, like, Michaels, they were just switching off left tackles left and right. Had no idea what to do with left tackle. They're still trying to figure out right tackle a little bit. And so, like, the Packers have a history of being a top 5 offense with a crappy offensive line and winning the Super Bowl. So that's kind of cool.
Well, Dave, there you go. You just predicted it. They're going to win the Super Bowl. All right. Hey, man, this is a Packer show. So think what you want. They're Bob as far as I'm concerned. Think what you want. Okay, Dave, your turn. Kansas City Chiefs, 2026.
Under construction.
Ooh, not even mid.
When you go out and you
Whoa.
draft, when you go out and sign Justin Fields.
Speaking of bias,
No, honestly, they haven't had any creativity outside of
Yeah.
Rashee Rice. They really haven't done squat with a wide receiver, since the Cheetah left. Realistically, they've made it to the Super Bowls, but I'd say a fair amount of that is Patrick Mahomes, which
Yeah.
coming off of an injury and what I without having all of the offseason reps, he's still Patrick Mahomes, but he's not the same player that he was 3 years ago.
no, but they've
So
been
he's going to have a
around-
slight stay out of jail tier. I like that call.
I'm trying to get out of jail right now.
I mean, they've been around top 10 in offense the last 3 years. They were 12 last year. I think just because of the Patrick Mahomes injury, I would put them more mid, but like, wow, dude.
Just
under
they
construction. Okay.
I'm just, their offense really hasn't been the thing that's really carried them has been their defense. Their
Yeah.
defense has kept them in games,
Yeah.
so it helped a lot of the warts that they have.
Eddie, you're right. That was
Well,
my-
also, their unnamed tight end is getting older and older every year.
yeah. No, Kelsey. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not talking his names in here.
right. Oh, I'm sorry.
They can figure out who it is. All right, on their own.
Mr. Swift.
Mr. Swift, that's right. That's correct.
Swift. Hey, man, good for him.
He's
And,
gonna. I mean, what if he loses another step this year?
And
That
honestly,
offense
bro,
might have some issues.
Just go on tour with your wife. What are you doing? Like,
Right?
Yeah, why?
like, you guys aren't winning a Super Bowl this year, just so you know. So
I know
anyway,
I know they got Kenneth Walker, but I just don't think that he can get a couple of burst plays and whatnot. But I don't
that's
think
kinda where I
he's-
was going is that their run game's been so trash. Kenneth Walker, though, is folks a little bit overrated because he had a great playoff run, but historically has not been really that good of a running back. Pretty average running back. He's going to make
We're
him
gonna
better,
shake
but
it off.
that much better. I still think they're mid. But
he's
Dave, I
not like
respect it.
Kareem Hunt was with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's
No, I
nowhere near
respect
that
it.
tier.
I respect it. Okay, I love it. Let's hate on the Chiefs. I'm all about it. So
The Chiefs
okay.
need to shake it off, like as in shake off the Kelseys.
All right, now the Carolina Panthers. Eddie, are you there? Why don't you tell us where to put?
Yeah,
the
Eddie,
Carolina
where is
Panthers?
Carolina?
Because you're there, and all your friends.
They lost their
tell you
superstar
how
running
good
back.
they are. So yeah, I mean, he's gone. We don't know what this offense is going to look like, but I do like what they've done with the offensive line. McMillan looks like a real wide receiver, right? They drafted another one this year. I mean, under construction seems kind of fair.
I know. I was thinking mid or under construction, but Eddie wants very good, not great for the Panthers.
Offensively, on their offense, I'd say their defense maybe, but their offense. Oh man, Eddie, you're really being a homer right now. So I'm just kidding.
They were 20th in offensive DVOA last year, 20th.
Yeah,
But again, DVOA, that's a stat. It's not the Bible.
it's true. It's true.
Sure, I'm just saying that, like,
it helps. It helps. But
that's
it's
under
more-
construction territory.
Yeah. All right. Tell you what. Well, because I feel like they're under construction. Eddie feels like they're very good, not great. Let's put a mid AF right here. Let's put a mid AF. I feel like that's a good conglomeration of thoughts. Is offensively, I think they're going to be better, but I still think they're a mid offense. So you guys good with that?
Yeah, because they were under construction. Now they'll be mid. So
Yeah,
we're being
okay.
nice to them.
All right, Dave. What are we going to do with these Texans? What do they need? Should we change this to needs a defensive touchdown? Because I feel
Right.
like that's kind of where they are.
They've upgraded their offensive line, which doesn't
They
take
have.
a whole hell of a lot.
No.
They're like, okay, maybe you guys are a little bit better than the Browns. Oh wait, did you guys trade with the Browns for a player? I don't know. It's still a wreck. You still don't have a quarterback. They have the young wide receivers out of Iowa State. Nico Collins, he's amazing for 9 plays out of the game.
Yes, move him to jolly old England.
That sounds
Whoa.
marvelous. But yeah, I think it's,
the
and
London
I like the
Pantaloons.
David Montgomery signing, but I
Yeah.
don't know why the hell they keep trying to sign 28, 29-year-old running backs to fix their run game. That's what they've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years, right?
The run game's bad. It was 29th last year,
Well-
but Montgomery could help a lot.
I mean, CJ Stroud cut his hair. I think that might help, as silly as that sounds. Like, right? He's
Reverse
got a new
Samson.
mentality. Let's be honest. This offense has got weapons. This offense has got the possibility to not suck. It's 100% on CJ Stroud to not suck.
Yeah.
So I feel like I feel like they might actually be under construction this year. No, you feel like still needs a special team?
No, they have pieces, but as long as you have CJ Stroud there, you're relying on special teams or defensive touchdown.
Yeah, we're changing that to defensive specifically for the Texans. So
Yeah.
Okay.
But
No,
you
you're
can
right,
put them.
you're
You
right.
can at least put them ahead of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, though, dude, he's better than Kyler Murray. I mean, respect the man. So okay. All right, Doug. The Titans, Caleb Ward.
Cam Ward?
I mean, this by definition is under construction, right? Like,
or do they need a special team? I mean, their defense is bad too. So, like, do they really need anything? You know, what I mean? They were.
Yeah, they
they
could
were
be
just
down at
bad.
the bottom tier
They're
because
just bad at everything.
they
I
don't
know
have a
they're under
running game.
construction, but yeah, I feel like we have to wait and see even to get them in the under construction tier. They're still just really bad.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
They just made their defensive tackle the highest paid D tackle, didn't they?
I
For
believe
Jeffrey
so.
Simmons, 3 years, 105 million with 100
Yeah,
million.
no, he's a good player, but again, on offense, I still think they need Jeffrey Simmons to catch 3 touchdowns. So yeah, I think this is where they belong. I'll put them ahead of the Cardinals still. I mean, Love's there. I don't know, maybe the Cardinals.
That's a good question. I think he did.
I think he did.
Because CJ started the season, he got hurt, and then all of a sudden Davis Mills came in. They're like, "Oh
I
wait,
think they won,
Davis
like,
Mills can make this a
4
quasi-competent offense."
Didn't they win 4 out of 5 with Davis Mills or 3 out of 4? Yeah, like he had a better winning percentage. I don't know if he had more wins, but he had a better winning percentage for sure. Davis Mills was definitely better.
Well,
So,
Davis Mills was for the Texans what the Red Rocket was for the Bears when we had Justin Fields rookie year.
Yep. Good
You
old
put in
Andy
a competent
Dalton.
backup, and you have a 500, better than a 500 record.
Still the
You
best
put in a crappy
quarterback
quarterback.
you guys have ever had. Andy Dalton. Just kidding. So okay. Moving on. Dave, Jaden Daniels, the better quarterback in that draft than your quarterback. Just kidding. Where do the Washington Commanders put the Vikings in? Well, we're getting there, but we got to do the Washington Commanders first.
Right.
Where is this offense going to be? I mean,
They don't have any rushing attack. They don't
got 9
have.
running
They
backs.
lost their center. They let Biotish walk
They
for a
did.
very livable contract.
I know, and it's not like they don't have the money. I was really surprised by that, if I'm being honest.
They have Terry McLaurin and
yeah. I mean,
you're relying on the little McCaffrey to be your wide receiver 3.
Jaden
I really don't know what they're doing with the rest of the
He's really
pieces.
good, and he can do a lot, but there's just not much for him to work with there. So I feel like under construction is fair, right? It is the local. I mean, half of the Washington Commanders team are just retired senators that they picked up off the street, trying to sell them cocaine, and we're like, whoa, come play football. So anyway, I think under construction is pretty fair. I think just because I like Jaden Daniels, I'd put him like here, maybe. And this is left to right. I do like to do left to right. I don't care what anybody says. So right about there. Think that's fair, Dave?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right. The Vikings with the highly overrated Kevin O'Connell offensive mind. I mean, this offense was garbage last year. We probably should put them in hell. Some people think Kyler's going to change everything. I mean, they were 29th pretty much offense last year. I mean, I don't think you can say they're under construction because they have a pretty good offensive line. They have good wide receivers. They have a good tight end. They don't really have a straight to hell. I don't know. Hype. Where do you think we put the Vikings?
Who? No pass go straight to hell. Yeah, that's right. If we're gonna. This
Eddie's
is like
not
when you have
opinionated.
monopoly money and you think that you're doing great, but then you realize it's not real money. Like you got Justin Jefferson, but what are you gonna do with that when you got
Yeah.
like no quarterback to throw to him?
Kyler,
Yeah,
gotta be able
they're
to
playing
see
with
him.
a thimble at quarterback.
And
Yeah,
who's
dude.
gonna be the running back? Like there's nobody that's that
See,
scary there.
That's my thing. Is like, I love you, Aaron Jones, but this team can't run the football, and like, Kyler is not a volume thrower, if you know what I mean. Like, he doesn't get better the more he throws. So I don't know. I feel like they kind of belong right there.
There you go.
I
That's a
think
good
I
spot
kind of
for
agree
him.
with Eddie. I think this is a defensive football
They
team.
will get a defensive touchdown or two.
And they need their defense to play really well, and this offense is kind of garbage. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty fair. Maybe they'll surprise us, but I just don't expect them to be honest. I don't expect them to. So
There'll be games like JJ last year where they'll like, oh, look how great Kyler Murray is, but over the course of the season, he's gonna be like, the 22nd ranked quarterback.
yeah. No, I feel like this is the right spot for
No
them.
way he starts after GTA 6. That's correct.
Yeah.
Kyler's gonna get benched.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy too is like even the good year with Sam Darnold in the last couple years with Kirk O'Chains, like their offensive DVOA has been pretty bad, like in the 20s. So like they're not very efficient on offense. Again, Kevin O'Connell's a fraud. So yeah, I feel like this is kind of where they belong. So okay. Do we even wanna? Yeah, bye. The Jets, they just are trash on toast.
Under construction.
They are not under construction. They don't have a quarterback yet.
I like their tackles. I like their wide receivers. I like their running back.
But in this season, are they going to be better than the Vikings offense or the Texans offense or the Cardinals offense? Are they going to be better this year?
Well, they have the pieces. They just need a quarterback and a head coach.
And that's kind of those are the two.
That's where the
pieces.
Construction is.
Those are the two biggest pieces. Like you actually have to have the foundation and you have to own the land first, Dave. You know
That's
this.
fair. That's
So like, all right, no, they belong at they belong in hell. Okay. Highly overrated New York Giants offense last year. That was actually pretty bad. But Jackson Dart, Harbaugh comes in. They got the running back that smashes into concrete walls that everybody likes.
Harbaugh, the special teams coach, Matt Nagy, see what he did with the Chiefs offense. He took it from prolific to crappy. You have Brian Callahan, passing game coordinator, because he did so good in Tennessee,
dude,
as the head coach.
There's
a lot of everything that Harbaugh brought in for his coaching staff is atrocious.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. And Harbaugh's never been an offensive guy anyway. He's always one with defense, right? And so the last couple of years of Lamar Jackson being there was an anomaly, and they still couldn't win. So I don't think this is a good Giants offense, but I'd be willing to put them in under construction right here behind the Buccaneers, I'd say, because I do think Jackson Dart has some talent. I definitely think there's some talent. I think their offensive line is decent. I mean, if they can stay healthy at the wide receiver position.
They had one rising star at wide receiver, but
Malik Neighbors
can he stay on the field?
He's good.
He's awesome.
He can't stay healthy, but we have to assume, in our rankings that people stay healthy. Even so, yeah, I just don't think this is a very good offense. So I just don't. So I feel like that's a pretty fair spot. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Mike, you're good? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right where they belong. They're ahead of the Raiders.
Yeah, they're ahead of the Raiders. They're kind of where the Bucks and Washington Commanders are. Like, there's some pieces there, but there's some work to do. There's definitely some work to do. They are under construction. Okay, Dave, Trevor Lawrence, sneaky MVP candidate this year. Very sneaky, probably unlikely, but I mean, he did a lot last year. They got Duval, who's a very good offensive mind, a very good offensive mind. Where do you think the Jaguars go?
I really like, what he did with Baker Mayfield, and then what he was able to do with Trevor Lawrence, with that receiving core. They're, they got to do it one more year. This is where I think we can't have all these teams in very good, not great. I'd say Dallas should go up to Bob, and I'd say the Jags are right on that cusp. I think they're the top of very good, not great.
I'd put them behind San Francisco personally, but I kind of agree with you. They're kind of in this area right here, right? So, dude, last year, okay, they were mid. They were mid of the table in DVOA.
Yeah, they were like 15th ranked in offense.
Yeah, they had an inefficient rushing attack, right?
Their defense was actually really way better than people thought. So their defense won them a lot of games.
Yeah,
so
their defense won them games.
they lost Etienne, everybody, Etienne. And we don't know who their running back's going to be. So I have a hard time putting them any higher than that. Like, I think that's their ceiling.
Seattle's offense scares me way more than the Jacksonville offense does.
That's kind of a good point. Dave, what do you, do you think Seattle's
even New England's offense is probably going to be better?
Okay, fine. We'll put them ahead of the Bears. We can't.
Yeah, they can be over by the Bears.
The Bears can go way over at the end. We're gonna readjust this. Yeah, I know. I think the Jaguars will be better, but I think there's still some work to do. And I'm worried about their running game, Dave. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little worried about their running.
That's okay. HN last year he was highly inefficient. Bashal Tootin, you might forget and speed is not everything. But he is incredibly fast. I think that he'll be able to hit the holes a lot quicker. I think that's going to really help to open up the offense. You have 3 solid wide receivers at any given time. If Brian Thomas returns to what he was at the second half of his rookie year, granted, that was a different quarterback, but still the talent's there. That's not a fluke. And I really believe that their head coach is going to be able to scheme him in to plays where he's not going to do alligator arms where he's afraid of it. I like Jacoby Meyer. I like Parker Washington. I really think this is a solid team. And again, coaching is huge. I think this is a much more explosive offense than what New England is going to do. Because we already know what their offensive coordinator does. He's good, but it's not like this offense, I believe, can be a powder keg.
All right, I'll put him at. I do believe in Duval. So I do think they're going to get a little bit. Okay, that's fair. You talked me into it. Okay, they're closer to the top of very good then. Okay. My turn. The Falcons, they're pretty bad last year with terrible quarterback play. This is in no way me saying Tua's any good, but I think
are you Falcon kidding me?
They're mid.
Seriously? No.
What do you think they're under
construction? Bijan's elite. The rest of it's trash.
Sorry.
Their wide receiver is great.
Jake London's good. Kyle Pitts has 2 good games a year, and then their offensive line is not bad. And again,
they lost. They lost the player though to retirement though off of their line.
True.
They lost the tackle,
but they have a new coach coming in right now. He was, obviously, I think another somewhat overrated coach. But do you guys really think they're? I guess under construction's fair. All right, fine. I'll put them. They don't really have a quarterback. Okay, there, fine. Yeah, I mean Bijan is so good though, and so just their offense has games. Like they beat the crap out of the Bills last year. Like their offense has games where they're really good, but it's
their quarterback situation. Yeah, it's weird.
I know, and I don't believe in Tua. I really don't believe in Tua. So, okay. No, you talked me into it. Okay, fine. Still though, they got a lot of weapons. All right, Doug, the Buffalo Bills.
So this is the thing. People might not realize they had like a top 3 running game last year, so they definitely should be Bob. Like obviously just from their passing game, and they got DJ Moore on the team now, which will be a big help.
Yeah,
because he didn't do anything with the Bears, but with them, they'll be great.
When you have a running game and you have Josh Allen, who's his own running game, plus he can throw the ball, even if the receivers are pretty weak. I mean, this is a very dangerous offense. It's maybe
they could even be the number 1 offense in the league with how well they played last year.
I would say outside of Cincinnati, their offense probably scares me the most. Like even more than the Rams. I just think the Rams are a better team. They're built better, and I think McVay has got it on lockdown. Remember, the Bengals still have Zach Taylor, who's going to get fired probably after this year, and the Bills just promoted their OC to head coach. We don't know how that's going to go. So I think the Rams are the most stable and deserve to be the best of the Bobs.
I think this is the best traveling offense, so they can play in any condition.
They are overrated in the sense that they don't have the best weapons, but they're just unstoppable at times because of Josh Allen. And that's really all it is to it. That's all there is to it. Josh Allen is the most destructive force in the NFL. He can kind of do what he wants sometimes, and you can't do anything about it. So
Well, and people don't realize their outside zone running game sometimes just completely took over games and they'd run for like 300 yards.
Eddie's kind of down on the Bills this year. I know they may not be as good, but I just feel like, well, if this was a playoff offensive ranking, Eddie, I would definitely drop them down to mid more than likely.
Yes.
But in the regular season, as far as 2026 goes, I still think the Bills offense is Bob. They are one of the best of the best.
When they're going well and they're playing well, they could be the number one offense in the league. They just have games sometimes where they don't really show up.
They're the Buffalo Bills. They're the Buffalo Bills. Okay. The Miami Dolphins, Dave, with Doug's favorite quarterback, Malik Willis. Well, second favorite quarterback, Malik Willis. What are they right now?
I think they're under construction, or are
I
they?
feel like that's fair. Maybe right where the Raiders are.
Past the Raiders, maybe even because Malik will be pretty decent, but
Malik at least is a semi-proven commodity, like not totally proven, but semi. But what else do they got?
They got A-Chain.
They got
a running back.
They got the original A-Chan. We're gonna call him OG A-Chan. And what else? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot to work with.
They have a bunch of like wide receiver threes. Now, how the Packers love to have lots of wide receiver twos and threes, they also have that.
Yeah. Now, I don't necessarily want to put them in needs of special teams.
Yeah, if they're in the UFL, they'd probably lose every game because you need fast, speedy wide receivers. They'd probably have better receivers in the UFL.
I think their offense, I don't know. They did lose Mikey Flavors. Dude, you know what? I keep forgetting that Mikey Flavors is the Chargers offensive coordinator. I might put the Chargers here. I'm just kidding. I want to do it. I think
the thing is that Mikey Flavors might help their offense.
Yeah.
Jump up to very good for now that I think about it. I was the one that put Chargers and made. They might jump up to right behind the Bears.
Now, right there.
Because Mikey Flavors.
Mike McDaniel, the greatest.
Because he's going to bring the Shanahan thing to the team. You know what I mean? Where it doesn't matter who plays. They just run, scheme it up.
Let's finish this up. The Browns go here or here.
Yeah.
Or here or here. Whatever. Like these four teams all stink. And so they just kind of all belong here. I'll give the Cardinals the benefit of the doubt because they got the best running back in the draft. And
isn't Jacoby holding out or something?
And Jacoby's a known commodity.
He's holding in now, so he doesn't get fined because he's only making $5 million. So those checks really hurt.
All right. So what I feel like though is that because of the way this ranking goes, guys, we have to make it more even. So I feel like we need to put one team.
No, don't do it. No,
we're not down. We're moving down to mid.
No, I'm gonna put the Chargers back here just because I need to see it. Because there is a part of me that the Chargers are just the Chargers, even though they have Mikey Flavors, even though they have Harbaugh, even though Herbert's good, even though they're getting their tackles back, the Chargers are still the Chargers. I need to see it, okay? Yeah. But I do think we should put one team from under construction into mid to make this a more fair list. So
it probably should be the Chiefs because of their quarterback. He usually
fair. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I think that's a more comprehensive equal list. I'm pretty happy with that. It is left to right as well. So we can go back and look at this
should be mid AF.
No, I mean, they're at the bottom end of very good, but again, their quarterback was very good last year.
You guys, they were number 2 in DVOA last year, right? They were number 3. Sorry, number 3
against a soft schedule.
Drake,
but still, like they deserve to be at least pretty good. I expect them
to get a little worse on offense this year, even with AJ Brown because of that. But they're still going to be good. Drake May has done enough to show.
The Saints have an argument for nothing. Why does everybody want the Saints to be in BO like all these high tier lists?
Well,
I don't get it.
They're at the very top of under construction, Eddie. So they could get to mid AF. We talked about how Kellen Moore is a guy. He's definitely a great offensive mind.
They got 2 good tackles.
Yeah,
they're tight end serviceable.
As a whole, they're under construction.
They're the 27th ranked offense last year. 27. How are you going to put them in the top half?
That's because of Spencer Rattler for the first half.
Yeah, and they were getting better as the year went on, which we
take
into account.
The freaking all these other teams, like the Tampa Bay has like Baker Mayfield, who's done awesome stuff in the playoffs and is amazing.
They sucked a big fat one in the second half.
Which we
I will wait. I will put more weight on the second half of last year than I will on the first half.
Agreed.
I will. That's why I'd move the Saints above the Bucks. If you look at the first half, the Bucks were on fire. Second half,
pretty funny.
Giant crap. Saints are the
Reese is
opposite.
gone. The Magic down there is dead. That's
Well,
what she
even though-
said. So,
Oh shoot! Even the last 3 years of Breeze were.
Do you guys
pretty-
remember
my
the year
God.
the Saints had the first 4 games? They set the record for like the best wins ever. Like Saints just randomly do good stuff sometimes. It doesn't mean they're actually good.
all right. Okay. We got it. We can agree to disagree. We'll come back and look at this and see how smart we were at the end of the year. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the list. I feel pretty good. I do feel like kind of the Cowboys, 49ers, Lions, Packers.
Well, let's ask the
those
chat.
4
What do you
teams.
think is the biggest problem with this list? What's the one team
Yeah,
above
what's
all
the
that you think is
what's
wrong?
the worst ranking of all of them? That is a good question.
And we should also, all 3 of us, say what is, maybe we should go with ourselves and say, what is the team most likely to like defy this list? You know,
Ooh, I mean, the Colts jump out if they
the
were
Colts
anything, anything like they were to start
Yeah,
the year
Colts can
last
go up
year.
to Bob.
Yeah. I also think, I hate to say it, I think the Falcons could surprise you guys.
the Falcons could definitely jump up to top of mid tier if
Yeah,
Tua plays decent.
Yeah, to mid. Yeah, not much.
Because
They
he's not
definitely go to
left-handed
the
guy,
great
you
category.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie says the Cowboys not being in BOB is his
Yep.
big thing.
Yeah. See, he's right, dude. I told you the
Mhm.
Cowboys are Bob. Okay. All right.
But this is the thing.
I agree with
The
that.
Niners were
Yeah.
still way better than Cowboys on offense last year with like half their team hurt. And
They
they're
were
below
not
them
way
right
better,
now.
No.
I wouldn't say they were way better.
They were the number 2 DVO offense in the league.
Again,
True, but-
that's not the Bible. That's just
It's not the Bible,
That's just a
and
number.
so much of that was Christian McCaffrey having one of his best years and him staying healthy another year. I know we're supposed to think they're all healthy, but like it just
Well,
amount
half of the Niners'
touches-
offensive line was hurt too. You know what I mean? Their offensive line was terrible.
Yeah.
They'll be much better in the line this
I
year.
mean, they're right there.
Their
The
offensive
Niners,
line is not going to be better this year.
they're
John
they're
Lynch
right
sucks
there.
at drafting line. One thing that Dallas historically has always done is they've always drafted linemen fairly early. They like
Right.
to draft mountains to help to improve their defense, to help to give Dak some time.
I will
I have
give
more
Jerry
faith in
this.
the Cowboys line than I do in the Niners.
Jerry in the first 2 rounds is pretty spot on with the
Yeah.
guys he picks, but after that, man,
Oh, that's
not
a
so
train
great.
wreck.
No, yeah,
Yeah, first 2
Because-
is good.
yeah. So like he knows how to pick the stars, see. But after that, not so good. So that's why they have no depth and they're terrible. In a lot
So
of
you put the
positions,
Cowboys ahead of the Packers. Last year, the Packers with a terrible offensive line was better than them on offense overall.
but- No, they weren't.
They were, according to this list of DVOA I'm looking at.
No, Dallas was what was Dallas last year?
Yeah, Dallas was ranked 8th in DVOA last year.
Right.
Green Bay was 6th.
All right, fine. Well, all right, just because it's a Packers show. There we go. Okay. All right.
We
but either way-
only tied them because our special teams was completely terrible.
either way, we usually do 5 and Bob. We did this special 6 this time. But I'm pretty happy. All right, list
Well,
is
let's see.
done.
Looking at yards per game, Green Bay got 332. Dallas got 391.
Well,
Yeah,
but
because
that's
they were always
60 more-
behind having to throw for
Yeah.
500 yards because their
I mean,
defense was
that
they're
is,
like
yeah, Dave, that's part of it.
that's garbage
Oh, yeah.
time.
Okay, let's make a new list, guys. Let's do it. You can watch me do it in real time just for fun. Boom. Okay, ranking. Wow, you can watch me type poorly in real time. Ranking NFL defenses.
Oh, we're switching to
2026.
defense now.
Yeah. Okay, now we can come up with fun names too, which is always my favorite. So, all right.
Yeah,
let's
if you
put
have some
in-
fun names in the chat, list them.
Yep. So we like our 5 tiers. So there's the teams again.
S just have that listed as 85.
85.
Okay. 85 drug overdoses for everyone. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do. All right. Let's do.
Okay,
oh,
46.
You know,
That-
no. In honor of the Seattle winning the Super Bowl, we should probably
the black hole.
Is that what they were called? No, that's not what they were called. They were called what was Seattle's defense when they won it with Russell Wilson? Wasn't it like
The Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom? Well, let's call it Boom. Okay.
No, I thought last year that they called them. What was it? The Dark Side last year.
Oh, that's kind of a stupid name.
Legion
Sorry.
of
I love
Doom.
Star Wars, but
Legion of
that's
Boom.
That's not a good stain. How about we'll just say Legion? Boom. They're a Legion.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think Boom's better.
Lod. I love to see your
Because
laws.
boom's like you're booming on top, like you're going
Wow.
up, you're exploding, you're good.
All right, fine. Doug likes explosions.
Yeah, that's what happens with the lot is there's a lot of explosions.
Doug likes
On top.
explosions. It's true. All right, we'll put it in colors. Okay, so all right, so boom, and then same thing is good, not great. Right, and this
Oh, so
one
it's Miller.
is mid AF again.
Tastes great, less filling.
Yeah, I mean,
Can
pretty
you actually
much.
change it to taste great, less filling for number that one? Good, not great. Good, not great should be taste great, less filling. No, that should be good, not great, because it's got great in the name.
All right. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, that's
Crap,
fantastic.
it made
That's
it
a
white.
good one.
All right, hold on. Let me fix
We're not
that.
getting
No,
any Oh, this
screwed it up.
this hurts to watch.
I screwed it up. I know.
Yes.
I'm sorry that you guys got to watch this, but
What the hell's going on here? Should be D tier.
yeah. Tastes
What the
great,
hell
let's
what's going
go.
on around here?
All right, and if we're gonna do this, it's got to be the champagne of beers color. So we're gonna make that one yellow.
Sounds good.
Should one be
We'll
they
make-
are who we thought they were? Oh.
That's Dave's favorite. That's Dave's favorite.
You let us off the hook.
We are who is that? we thought, wait, they are who we thought they were. I don't even know. the
We
damn
are who they
quote.
thought we are. I don't
They
know.
Are, or we are. Dave, what's the quote? You say it all the time.
What's it?
They are who
They are who we thought they were, and we let them
Yeah.
off the hook.
Okay. They are who we thought they were. Geez, that is way too long. That's way too
Let's just
long.
say Clydesdales because Bud Light is very below mid AF.
Bud Light.
No, we're saying Clydesdales. We're not.
All right. I'll just. What if I misspell it? Bud Light.
Oh, Eddie means this is the tier is called this
It's
hurt.
the German
This is
version.
painful.
It's the German version.
Right.
We can also just put need a special teams touchdown on this
There
one.
you go.
I don't know if that works.
Eddie says this hurts to watch should be the bottom tier.
Yeah. Oh,
That
hurts
sounds
to
good.
watch. That's a good one.
There you go.
Hurts, yeah. Jalen
HURTS.
Hurts to watch.
to watch. Jalen hurts to watch.
All right.
Oh, sorry, Jalen. And I hope I spelled your name right. Jalen hurts to watch. Okay. I think we got it. Tastes great, less filling is a pretty good tier, honestly. Yeah.
Hi, why don't we give you the Chargers?
All right. This one's got to be blue now. Nah, never mind. Okay. I'll start with the Chargers defense. I think their tastes great, less filling. They were really good last year. I think they overachieved. Minter went to coach the Baltimore Ravens. The Harbaughs have a slew of guys that they can promote. They always know guys that know defense. It's in their genes. It's in their blood. They're going to have a good defense. I just don't think they're going to be a top 5 to 10-ish defense again. So maybe top 10, but I think tastes great, less filling fits the Chargers' whole mantra. So that's where they belong. Okay. Dave, the Arizona Cardinals. What do you think?
Oh man, I have difficulty giving any love to the Cardinals. I know they have an edge rusher that wants to get out of there. He gets money
the
now. He wants to leave.
Eddie wants the Packers to give a 4th round pick to get him, and Josh Sweat.
So with them, I just say they're BL.
They're BL. They're not hurts to watch. They were pretty bad last year.
Oh yeah. Well, the Bears defenses hurts to watch.
Fair enough.
I'll give the Cardinals that they're slightly better in that.
Okay. The Saints, Doug. So where do the Saints defense rank? Because they were pretty trash overall, but defensively, surprisingly, they were okay. They were around mid table.
Yeah, they were 13th in defense. That's why I think kept them in all those games. But also it's one of those things is were they that good or were teams just playing down to them because they don't, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of that too, maybe.
I mean, they've got some decent corners. Their defensive line is okay. They've got Brees there on the defensive line. I forget their outside rusher's name, the white guy that they got. He's okay, but I think the Saints are. Yeah, I think they're still mid. Yeah, at best they're mid. I think it was surprising that they were mid last year, but it's okay to keep them there. So, yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll give them credit for last year playing a little bit better than people thought, and I think it is their defense that kept them in games. It looks like their run defense specifically was top 10.
All right, Dave, where are we putting Myles Garrett? They also
The
got
Rams?
McDuffie. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
they got their secondary too, right? Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, I mean, they got Myles Garrett.
Not much to say.
I
They
think
bought themselves. They're the Dodgers.
Yeah, they are the Dodgers. No, and they got to compete in LA, so they might as well go for it, right? I mean, they figured out their market, right? Go big or go home, not Texas, but yeah, go shiny. Okay, the 49ers defense. All right, it's funny to say Bud Light, but I'm going to change it to under construction again because I like that better. Okay, under construction, and why can't you be?
They had half their defense hurt last year, right?
Yeah,
Bosa's out most of the season. They're playing like lots of backups everywhere. The year before they were 13th in DVOA, so they were still not great. They were still around mid last year when they were healthy.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be very good, to be honest. So I think under construction is fair. There's a lot of
no swearing on our channel, Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does suck. The Rams are the team to beat.
Swear words.
But dude, every time a super team is created, they fail. Every single time a super team is created, they fail. The Rams feel a little bit like one, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, the Vikings got a really good defense. Are they top 5? Are they a top 5-ish defense this year? I mean, their cornerbacks are still pretty garbage, but
they won like 9 games last year just because their defense, like their offense did nothing.
Brian Flores has never had a bad year.
No, they were top 5,
which is incredible to say.
I know.
He says that the Vikings should go straight to HEW hockey sticks.
I'm sorry, dude. They were 3rd overall in defense last year. I mean, even with bad corners, I know they just traded away one of their rushers to the Eagles.
Even with bad corners, they were 3rd in DVOA and pass defense somehow.
Flores is he's so good on the defensive side.
Pressure rate, his packages are just
and
so
because
good.
Their offense is going to be so crappy, I feel like teams aren't going to push the ball down the field and try to score a ton. So like I think their defense is going to continue.
They'll just kind of run the ball on them.
It's going to have a good year. For now, I think they go in the boom.
Although the Vikings did lose one of their big pass rushers, they just traded them away.
They traded him to Philadelphia. So
yeah.
Okay, Dave, the Chiefs. Where's the Chiefs defense? They just lost their 2 starting corners. They've still got the core of that defensive line. The Vikings are going to fire Kevin O'Connell. I'm telling you, he's a fraud. And then that's what I'm saying. And Flores is going to get the job because he's in the building, man. I'm telling you, he's a fraud. Dave, where do you think the Chiefs defense goes this year?
So after what I said about the Chiefs offense, Spags is great. He's a defensive genius, able to get a lot. Chris Jones shows up whenever the hell he thinks they need to play.
Right.
And that's an incredible gift that he has. He's a little bit older. They've been drafting a lot of defensive players lately just to reload. They knew that they're going to be letting their corners go. And I like them getting Mansour delay in there. He's going to be a rookie, but I think that they have a lot of salads. I say it tastes great, less filling.
I think they're on the end of that. They were mid-table last year, and because they lost McBride, I'm a little concerned. Sure. We'll see what Delane is, but I kind of am feeling mid too, if I'm being honest. But this is Dave's pick. We can always change it later.
I think that they recognize it, and that's why they went defense with their first 4 picks.
Yeah, they did. And I feel like they did okay last year. Okay, so speaking of a mid defense, though, as much as they should be better, I'm putting Baltimore in mid right now. I feel like I need to see what their pass rush can do. Obviously, they got Hamilton, who's one of the best safeties in the NFL. But
who's their head coach?
Minter, who's a really, really good defensive mind. And I think they're going to get better. But, I mean, again, he did do such a good job with the Chargers last year. Yeah, okay, fine. All right, I'm going to put them right there. Nope, right there. Okay, come on. Okay, for now, I might change my mind. They were on the cusp for me. They were about 17th overall last year on defense. Again, I think with not having Lamar Jackson maybe hurt them a little bit. Their pass rush was inconsistent. And they got better as the year went on. Honestly, their defense did get better. So yeah, with Minter, yeah, I'm actually good with Taste Great, less feeling. All right, Doug, the Atlanta Falcons defense.
So they were 12th in DVOA last. I love DVOA because it gives you.
I like it on defense. I think it tells more of a story on defense than it does on offense. To be honest.
Well,
like,
they were not good against the run, but they were really good against the pass parts because they love pass rush. They love to draft pass rushers. They lost one of their guys though because he went crazy.
He's going to play now.
He's
rich and famous. They're putting him in a program where he has to go to like counseling.
He's getting the treatment that he needs, so he stops.
Yeah, he's just needs a little bit of help, and he's fine, right? Just fine.
He needs help, and hopefully everyone around him is safe, and
hopefully everyone stays far away from him.
Yeah. So all right. But no, dude, I was actually really surprised with the Falcons defense last year. I thought they were actually pretty decent.
I think they belong at like the top of mid. They could be the bottom of Tate's great, but
no, they were surprisingly good last year. Seifert's there now. So Stefanski, sorry, Seifert, not Seifert, the 49ers. Kevin Stefanski's there now. It's kind of hard to tell what they're going to be on defense, but I think mid is fair for the Falcons. I think mid is fair. Okay. Dave, Packers defense 2026. You get to rank the Packers defense.
Dave gets the fun one.
We're going to let you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So your safeties are great.
Yep.
Your linebackers are going to have to learn to play a new scheme. They're going to have to figure out what their gaps are going to supposed to be. You have one of the top 3 defensive players in the league at edge, Micah. Not going to take anything away from that. And with your cornerbacks, I say you're under construction.
Under construction?
Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
No, Micah's going to be great, but Micah's not going to be back until the second half. If we're going to look at what the stats are just for the second half, absolutely tastes great, less filling. But if you're looking at how they're going to be over the course of the year, I think they're going to be struggling in the first half to learn the new scheme on where they're supposed to be and whatnot. I think they have a good defensive minded head coach, but it's going to take a while for everyone to learn. Okay, we have this look, we have to shift over here. If everyone's studying their playbook right now, maybe it can do a little bit better. But again, you're really hoping that your defensive tackle who you drafted, who we all love, is able to do something that defensive tackles traditionally don't do and have an impact.
Well, they got Hargrave to start, Dave. Hargrave's going to be the starting D tackle.
Well, he's more of a rotational guy, though.
Dave, last year they were a top 10 defense before Micah got hurt.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Before Micah got hurt.
I know, but that's not
Micah's going to be good for the second half. I'm saying for the full season hype. I'm saying it's under
everyone
construction.
Loves
Second half, you'll be taste great, less filling. But on the season, so first half under construction, second half tastes great, less filling, season long, mid AF.
That's why I'm saying they're not under construction for the whole season.
I was gonna let you get away with mid AF, and I was like, he's gonna put us mid AF, and then you're like under construction. I'm like, whoa.
This is how you negotiate things. He's let's put them down at the bottom and then negotiate our way back up. I'm
perfectly fine putting them mid AF because of Micah's injury and because of the new defense. There's so many unknowns. I feel that's kind of where they belong because when they're at their best, they are a top 10, and when they're at their worst, they're a bottom 10. So it's like they were all over the map last year. I think mid AF for our defense is pretty accurate. I think that's more than fair. So, all right, the Lions, my turn. I still think they're under construction. I don't think they're terrible. They've drafted some decent cornerbacks. They have 2 good safeties who are always hurt. Hutchinson, thank you, is a good player that actually disappears a lot in games. I've noticed. So
if you have an elite offensive lineman, he can block him.
You don't need an elite offensive lineman. You just need to run at him.
Yeah. And like, dude, he got shut down both times he played against the Packers. And one of them, Zach Tom, wasn't even playing because he was hurt. Mm-hmm. So like Hutchinson didn't have any effect on the game. Like, I'm sorry, he's a good player, but like this defense is pretty bad, if I'm being honest. And where did they actually finish last year?
They were 9th last year in defense,
which is crazy because they weren't that good. They weren't that good last year.
It's because their safeties are really good and they're running around, batting down passes and stuff.
I don't know. Okay, maybe
you love their safeties too, don't you, Hype?
I hate them.
They have the cleanest playing safeties.
Maybe I'm being harsh, but I still think this defense is a problem. I don't know. Do you guys think they're mid?
I think they're at least mid.
Okay, fair. I mean, they did perform better than the Packers defense last year, but
By a lot.
I don't think their defense was that good last year, if I'm being honest. Like, I just don't think it was that good.
Well, the year before, their defense was a top 5 defense.
They got the Jets into believing that, oh, this guy's going to be head coach, right? They thought Aaron Glenn did great. So,
all right, I guess I'm being harsh. You're right. I'm probably being kind of harsh on them. I just watch them though, and I just don't. I'm not impressed. They're evil. Yes, Doug will get the Bears. All right, you know what? Fine, I'll put them ahead of the Packers out of respect that their DVOA is better. But I mean, their defense also choked big time in the playoffs.
That's the question. Are you saying at their peak abilities with everybody healthy starting who's better, or over the course of the season who's better, including the beginning, whatever, I guess it depends.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not been impressed with the Lions defense, but they did better than I thought. So I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to put them ahead of the Packers. I feel like there's some pieces missing though. Okay. Doug, where would you like me to put the Broncos?
The Broncos are going to go and boom at the top.
Are they better than the Rams?
No.
Okay.
The Rams defense was even better than them last year, and now they're getting the best player in the league, so they're better than the Broncos on defense.
Broncos definitely have the best pass defense, rush / coverage in the league, but their run defense is sometimes susceptible. And if they can't get to the quarterback, obviously
it's weird. The run defense ranked number 3 in the league last year, so I don't know. It's weird how. Pass. They give out passing yards, but they get a lot of sacks. Is basically what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. They
do have like a number 1 corner who's like an all-pro, and their safeties are kind of okay, but the other cornerbacks aren't that great. So you can pick on them if you're smart. The Packers were beating them and doing pretty okay against their defense until all the injuries happened, and then they kind of like ran out of gas, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that Denver could have won the Super Bowl also if their quarterback didn't get injured and beat New England in the playoffs. Remember, like New England barely beat them without
I think Seattle still would have walloped Denver if I'm being
probably.
honest,
I think Seattle would have beat them.
Maybe it would have been a better game, but I don't think Denver had a chance to beat Seattle.
But Denver's defense plays tough. They play how you're supposed to play. They also had Jim Leonard last year down there. He's gone, but
no, there's still a top 5 defense, no question. Okay. Dave, Titans, where do you want the Titans to go? Under construction or hurts to watch?
Under construction.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of there.
Cedric Gray did good enough for them at linebacker last year. You don't give a D tackle $100 million, because he stinks. And you got Robert Saleh coming into town, so he's going to help to elevate him. So under construction, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I think that's very fair. That's extremely fair. And while we're at it, I'll take the Y out of Jalen because that doesn't belong. Because I'm putting the Cowboys and Jalen Hurts to watch because God, are they awful on defense? And I don't think adding a bunch of Packers
Gary
that we didn't want anymore is going to help them at all. Now, to be fair, they were a little bit better in the second half of the season. They spent some draft picks on defense, but there's so much work to be done. They are just so bad in general that
they're worse than the Jets last year, worse than the Bengals, worse than Tennessee.
They're trying to get better, but there's still a long way to go. So they are definitely hurts to watch. Okay, Doug, the Washington Commanders. This one's not as easy as you think. Now, they did have a bad year last year on defense, pretty bad in general. They were bad at everything last year, but we know their coach is a very good defensive coordinator. They did spend some draft picks. They had almost nothing. I mean, they were running out 58-year-old Bobby Wagner 2 years ago. So it's like
he was the best player on their team. I don't know what you're talking
about. I know.
About.
What does that tell you?
He had like 600 tackles,
dude, because nobody else could tackle because they literally had nobody on that team.
I mean, are they under construction on defense? They were 28th last year in defense.
They don't. Yeah, I didn't watch all their games, but of what I watched,
they should be, I guess, ahead of the Cardinals on defense.
They weren't as bad as the Cowboys last year, but they definitely have a lot of work to do.
Are they down there in the Cowboys area?
I feel like they're at the end of under construction. They are very much under construction. Dan Quinn has a lot of work to do, but I wouldn't say they hurt.
They need some stem cells.
They just need a lot of dudes that they're building. They're building. So okay, Eagles, Dave. Where do they go?
I love their defensive coordinator. Wish the Bears never would have let them go. They have the best slot corner in the league, quite possibly. They have one of the top number one corners out there.
Yep.
I don't know. I think they're on the tier between tastes great and boom. Honestly, they have some places going, but their GM is just fantastic at reloading everywhere.
No, I think they
spent they spent
a
a first round draft pick on a linebacker 2 years ago. So this year he should be able to step up.
He should be able to step up. They just traded for another edge rusher, which was their big issue last year. They couldn't really get to the quarterback. Phillips left, and so they traded with the Vikings. So I think I agree. I think they're on the cusp of one of the best defenses in the league. Their safeties are still a little bit suspect. Again, their pass rush remains to be seen. But yeah, they're still a very, very, very good defense. So yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, I'm going to take the Dolphins and I'm going to put them under construction. I'm not going to put them hurts to watch because they hired a defensive guy. They've got I know they're terrible everywhere. But I feel like they are
they were pretty good at decent against the run last year. Passing defenses were they bad or bad?
They drafted a couple of defensive players the last few years. They just have a lot of holes to fill, but I think they're under construction. They got the cornerback we wanted in the first round this year, Doug, right? The guy from San Diego State.
Yes.
I think they are the definition of under construction. There's just a lot of work to do. We'll see what they turn out to be.
Dave is also under construction. His lights keep going on and off like a construction zone.
Yeah. Okay, Doug, the Houston Texans. Best defense.
They could be number one.
Yeah, I think they're even the Rams. I think they're better than the Rams. I think Doug said it in one of our last streams that this is maybe the best defense he's seen in the last 10 years, and I kind of agree. This is a scary defense. As good as Seattle's defense was last year, and it was very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Seattle's defense was phenomenal last year. They were great at getting to the quarterback. They were great at taking away the ball. I have way more faith that the Texans defense will be this way for 3 more years than I do that the Seattle defense.
Yeah, because they've done it. Even last year, Houston was number 3.
And they have so much talent at the key positions on defense. Their 2 cornerbacks are both like top 10 cornerbacks. Their 2 edge rushers are top 10 edge rushers. They've got good safeties. They've got they just loaded up in the defensive tackle position. Like there is no issues on this defense that I can see. Like there's no areas to attack on this defense. So it's just better than you. And yeah,
their defense is a little bit different than the other ones. Like Seattle DVOA was like 5% better than them last year, which is a lot. Right. But Houston's defense, when they cause problems, they cause problems. They're causing fumbles and turnovers and all kinds of havoc happening. Yeah. And I just feel like it's like demoralizing. It's just like their defense is just so good.
And to be fair, and again, I'm not taking any away from Seattle's defense. They were awesome, but Seattle's offense was cooking last year, and they were games they were up by 3-4 touchdowns where they could just pin their ears back, go after the quarterback, get interceptions. Like I'm not saying that they had more of an advantage, but like their defense was built to do that. And they did it very well, where I think the Texans all around are just the best defense in the NFL. They're just the best defense in the NFL.
Like it's just not fun to play against them. You just don't want to play against the Texans.
No, they're just they're the scariest to me. And Seattle's lost some guys too, so we'll get to that. Okay, Dave, the Raiders. Where are the Raiders? The Las Vegas Raiders. Where do we?
They were last in the league last year in a lot of stats.
Yeah,
so
they suck.
Yeah, they got Kwity Paye, they got Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, which are good moves.
But good luck with that.
That's not a whole lot of not a lot's going to change too much. They just hurt to watch.
They're awful on defense, and even with Max Crosby, who's a really good pass rusher, they can't do anything. So yeah, I think for now, okay, my turn with the Jets. Also hurts to watch. They were just a train wreck last year. Aaron Glenn, the defensive back, should have done a better job with their defensive backs. I don't know what the heck they were doing. I know they were trading away people in midseason, but they were bad before they were trading. The reason they were trading them away is because they were already bad. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're an absolute mess, and they are awful to watch. Okay, Doug, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Packers.
They got Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers down there. I'm so sorry, Steelers fans. I'm so sorry. But Doug,
I just got a little excited hearing Mike McCarthy down there.
Yeah.
They're at the very bottom of mid. The Steelers, if in a dictionary, if you look at it, it just shows the pictures of the Steelers, next to mid.
Yeah.
For everything they do.
They've been the definition of mid for about 7 years now, it feels like. So yeah, I think that's
Kind of like
fair.
a team that get 7 seed in the draft
Now they
playoffs.
in the last
3
2
years in a row.
years they were not 8th and 11th in DVOA, which means they're maybe a little bit better than mid. But when you watch them play, you're like they should have crutches on and wheelchairs. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like overall their defense. I don't know. I feel like their defense is kind of right where the Packers are because Hayward's getting old, man. Watt's still amazing, but he's not
People are
guaranteed to
blocking
play.
Watt better now. They're finding ways to block him.
I mean, they picked up Jalen Ramsey last year, but it didn't really move the needle for me or them that much.
Their
on
cornerbacks
defense.
look confused on half the plays last year.
So yeah, I just like who's there to be afraid of on the defense outside of TJ Watt, who, I love TJ Watt, but I think the Steelers defense is mid. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. So, okay, moving on to the Jaguars, who were a top 10 defense last year, Dave. Where do we rank them?
They were taste great, less filling.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
Allen is a fantastic outside presence. I like Travis Hunter putting him back on the defense in the secondary. He's electric the way that he can move, the way that he can respond. Yeah.
I think that's fair. I got them. They might even be better than the Chargers. We'll see. I mean, they way overperformed last year from what everyone's expectations were. Defense is a little bit more difficult to repeat in that kind of sense, but I think we got to give them the benefit of the doubt until further notice. So yeah, I think taste great, less filling is pretty good spot for them. Okay, now the Browns lost Myles Garrett, but they still got Jared Verse in return. So who's a very good player. And I don't know if I can put them in the boom category, but I think they're still right here, kind of where the Eagles are and the Chargers are. I think they're still right there. They're still a very, very good defense.
They got
losing
a great
Myles
young
Garrett,
tackle.
Yeah, losing Myles Garrett's going to hurt you. They were a top 10 defense last year, but again, Jared Verse is still a very good football player. I'm sorry you had to move to Cleveland, dude. It's not your fault, but I still think they deserve some respect. So I'm going to put them taste great, less filling. Okay, the Colts. This is a tough one, Doug. Where do you think the Colts defense belongs this year?
Ooh, this is really tough. They were very mid the last 2 years. They were 15th ranked both years, last year and the year before. So they probably belong around like the Falcons.
Yeah, I'd say right behind the Steelers, maybe. Yeah, right about there. I think that's fair.
They're just right in the middle. They're like the Steelers.
Now, they did get Sauce Gardner. They picked up Sauce Gardner.
They did.
But
and he just revealed he's only 24. He's not 25. Oh,
they don't have anyone that scares me in the pass rush, right? And they're kind of inconsistent. There were games where their defense looked good. There was games where their defense looked terrible last year. So I think mid is pretty accurate because it's really hard to tell what you're going to get from the Colts defense. So, okay. All right, Dave, the Tampa Bay Baker Mayfield defense, where the Tampa Bay Baines. Now, they got Bain in the draft. Their defense has been horrid the last couple of years. Is it horrid again in 2026, or is it under construction at this point? What do you think?
They need a pass rush. I think Bay next to Vita Vea and Diaby, I think that's going to help a little bit, but I still think, they're under construction.
I think so too.
Which is true. You have a defensive-minded head coach. Their defense should never look this bad 3 seasons in a row.
I agree.
So
and
under construction.
I'm going to put them at the top of under construction because I did see some signs last year that they were a little bit better. Better.
Vita Vea is like a top 10 player that I'd want to, if I was building any defense.
That's what I'm
out
saying.
Of all the players in the league, I'd want him on my.
They should not have been that bad on defense. Like they, and they also had Dean at cornerback who was like rated top 10 in PFF for like slot corners. I mean, they need linebackers, but they didn't really have an outside edge rusher that was dangerous. So if they can get that from Bain, I definitely think they could be better. So yeah, under construction.
I was hoping that the Bears would have gotten Alex Anzalone, the linebacker from the Lions. I think picking him up, I think that's going to help too. But yeah, it's still under construction.
Still under construction is fair. Okay, this is another tough one. So Harbaugh's got this Giants defense and all 16 of their outside pass rushers that they drafted. They've got so many outside pass rushers, but this Giants defense isn't bad. But it feels like it should be better, right? It feels like with the talent they have on defense, it should be better. They were really bad on defense last year. Like lower half of the league in
Yep.
defense.
Yeah, 26.
So I just like, why
They have
are
no
so
run
bad?
defense.
I mean, could that be coaching? Could that be that maybe there's just not enough talent on the back end? I don't know, but I think Harbaugh being a defensive guy will help fix it, but I'm putting them under construction like around the 49ers area because like they were just bad. They were just a bad defense last year, and even with all those pass rushers, it didn't really make a difference. So we'll see what they do this year, but under construction.
Well, yeah, they
Okay.
have to put Reese and Abdul Carter at outside linebacker. Honestly,
Yeah.
their drafting philosophy is just the train wreck. Their GM
don't
should
know.
have been fired.
Again, and they got like all these great draft grades for drafting another outside edge rusher last year. And it's just like, what is going on? Okay, they better have a better defense. Their defense better be better this year. Let's put
Right.
it that way. Okay. Now, my little Cinderella on defense, the Carolina Panthers. But Doug, this is your spot. Where do you think the Carolina Panthers rank on defense?
It's weird because last year they ranked 22nd. And I feel like they're better than that, though. We saw how their defense can play really well, like against the Packers and stuff.
Yep.
So I think that they should be in mid-tier somewhere, but they definitely could end up better than that.
I think
I'm shocked that they were 22nd. I thought they'd be higher than that.
They actually performed better than that last year, but you know, there's some areas that they needed to improve, but I think they're going to take a jump this year. I think Dave Canales is a very good coach. I like where they're going. I'm happy. I think their taste great, less filling. In fact, I'd probably put them in the Chargers Browns area if it were me, but because it's more of a prediction than based on actual
Well,
fact.
the year before they were dead last in the league, so like it's hard to put them up high.
They're getting better though. That's the thing. Every year they're getting better.
I like Mike Jackson and JC Horn as a,
yeah.
as a DB.
And JC Horn missed like 8 or 9 games last year, I think.
Yeah, he's
Scorton did good last year his rookie year. They brought in Phillips to help play at the other bookend. You got the Brown boys.
They brought in Jalen
in their D tackle. That's a lot of beef.
Dude,
they bring in Lloyd at linebacker. There's a lot to really like here.
Yeah. Oh, they got Lloyd too. That's right. I knew that. That's why I'm so high on them. I think actually Lloyd from the Jaguars.
The Jags. So
you know what? We're gonna put. Sorry, Doug. We're gonna put them ahead of the Jags because Lloyd was so good for the Jags last year. He was by far their best defensive player, in my opinion. And the fact that he went to Carolina, I feel like Carolina is gonna have a fantastic defense this year, and we can adjust this later. But I feel like that's kind of where they have to go. Okay, let's move on to the Seahawks. Dave, where do we put the Seahawks?
I don't know. I think they won a Super Bowl. I think that's a dynamic. I think that their head coach knows what to do on defense. So I'm totally happy putting them in. Boom.
Yeah, I think they're still a top 5 defense. I know they lost a couple guys, but Mike McDonald is a very, very, very smart defensive coordinator. This is why they were my Cinderella last year, because I thought their defense would be good, and it was way better than I thought. Even though they lost some guys, if you look at their draft, they pretty much reloaded all the positions they lost. Now, are those guys going to immediately fill in and play better? Probably not, but don't expect this defense to have a big drop off, guys. Like if you know how this guy coaches, if you know how McDonald coaches, and the thing is, if you look at these Baltimore Ravens defenses, the last couple of years that have kind of fallen off, well, where did their defensive coordinator go? He got a job in Seattle, right?
Yep.
And so they were consistently good under him. He gets the job in Seattle. That's his third year there, I believe. Third year, yeah. And the dude knows defense. Okay, now the Diana Tricinis. Where are we putting them, Doug? Where are we putting
the old Dianas? They like to wine and dine. They like to hang out at casinos. New England's defense last year, not the greatest. They were 23rd. The year before, they were 30th. I think they are kind of under. They looked a lot better in the Super Bowl, though. You know what I mean? They're kind of really restricted Seattle. So I think you could put New England's defense like around the Saints, Falcons, maybe the Colts area.
I don't know. I feel like they were a little better than that, but it's kind of, we have a lot in taste great, less filling.
Well,
So
they could be up there with the Packers and them for sure. They
I feel
could
like,
be.
I feel like they might even be a little bit better than the Packers this year. Well,
They played in the playoffs really well on defense,
They
better than they
did.
did during the regular
No,
season.
and they were ranked kind of low. Like I actually didn't have a lot of faith in them, but they surprised me, believe it or not, until the Super Bowl, basically.
Yeah, in the regular season they were kind of bad, and then in the playoffs they were good.
Okay, I'm going to put them ahead of the Colts, but behind the Steelers. I think that's pretty fair for their defense. They're as mid as you can get, basically, going into the year. All right, Dave.
We are firmly above the Arizona Cardinals, my friend.
Oh, you're in under construction?
Oh, we're absolutely under construction.
Oh, I thought they were in hell.
We have
I thought they were Jalen Hurts to watch.
Our number one corner cannot stay healthy. Hopefully he's coming off of injury. Hopefully he gets healthy again. But it sucks that we have to, put so much pressure on him. Tyreek Stevenson, this is his last year for the Bears being our number 2. That's why we went out and drafted Muhammad.
Yeah.
Gordon, he's a great slot corner when he's healthy, but he's had the injury bug. It's tough to rely on them. We have Kobe Bryant coming in, learning the new system. He's fast, but who knows how he fits. Relying on a rookie safety at the other side. We don't really have any depth behind them. If one of them gets hurt, that's going to be kind of a scary. Devin Bush, anytime that I heard about him at the OTAs, it was about him getting burned on a fantastic wheel route by our running back, Swift. So Swift was able to go 40, 50 yards. So Devin Bush is fast, but if he doesn't know where to be, you're just going to be a trailer is all you're going to be. So too many new parts to say anything other than under construction, and I don't want to put us in Jalen Hurts to watch yet. So
okay, that's fair. No, that's fair. I mean, the Bears did get a lot of turnovers last year, and if you're going to be terrible at giving up points, at least getting turnovers is a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So they were 25th, so they were right on the edge of being one of the worst, Jalen Hurtses. But I think at the end of the year, we saw some light from that defensive line. I think the Bush signing helps a little. I think for you guys, pass rush is still going to be your biggest problem. Yep. So your corners are going to have to stay healthy. So assuming the corners stay healthy, I think under construction is pretty fair. I'd say that's fair. So, okay, let's go to the Bengals. That's me. And yeah, they suck. They absolutely hurt to watch. Like they're better than the Cowboys, but not by much. So yeah, they suck. Maybe that's different this year. We'll see. They've tried to do some things to fix their defense, but until further notice, it is atrocious to watch the Bengals play defense. So, all right, Doug, the Buffalo Bills. Where are we going to put the Buffalo Bills?
So they're ranked 20th last year. The year before, they were actually decent, ranked 11th, right? So they dropped down last year.
Yep.
And now they have Jim Leonard over there.
Jim
Leonard over there. So
he's
I think
never had a bad defense anywhere he's been.
I think they'll end up in mid this year, and they'll be a little bit better. They remember the cornerback they drafted that should be really good was hurt a lot last year, Maxwell or whatever.
That's true. He was hurt most of the year. I think Jim Leonard has a good effect on them, but I think they're still mid, just because you can't trust I don't know if they're going to have Bosa back. I don't really trust their defensive line very much. I think they're going to be better, but yeah, I can't see them anything above mid.
They finished the season tied with the Packers basically in DVOA at 20th and 19.
Yeah.
They don't really their running defense is even way worse than the Packers was. So that's the problem with them is that they don't fix the running defense. You can just keep running the ball on them. Now, if Josh Allen's throwing for 6 touchdowns, you don't even need to run the ball. You're just throwing the ball. So that's, I think, what kept them in a lot of games is teams just couldn't run on them because they had to pass.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just, it's really hard to say what the Bills are going to be this year.
Switching schemes is tough.
It is tough, man. It is.
But in years past, the Bills have had a good defense.
But I have faith in Jim Leonard.
But they're built for a 4-3, though, not for a 3-4.
Yeah, but I have faith in Jim Leonard. And this is the thing, too, Dave, is their 4-3, their pass rush was still trash. Bosa was decent sometimes. But, I think in the division that they're in, Drake May's their biggest competition. You got to stop the passing game first, right? So I think they're changing for a reason, which is why they brought in Leonard. I don't think they're going to be a good defense, but I don't think they're going to be a bad defense. I think mid is fair. I think it's fair. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say though with the Buffalo Bills. It is actually kind of
They
hard to
could be
say.
bad. They could be pretty good.
Yeah, because Ed Oliver, he's an amazing defensive player. He's 6'1", 287, so you can't have him at nose, so he has to play edge. Walker, their nose tackle, and he's 6'6", 345, but his run defense grade on PFF is 45. So when you can't really expect that to help you with your run defense, with him at the middle.
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb is your other rotational place. I'm not liking that on the line. Russo's decent, but yeah, Russo and Oliver is really all that you have in that front seven.
I like Oliver, and honestly, I think he works better in a 3-4. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, you're right. I'm not really.
But yeah, as a 4-3 D tackle, I like him. But that's a little bit small. 287 to be a space eater to take on double and triple teams on every play, so you can free up your linebackers.
On a 3-4 outside edge.
Oh yeah, 3-4 outside edge.
That's the perfect size. You want to be about 285, right? 290. Yep. So that's kind of why I think, I don't know. I just, yeah. The Bills defense is hard. Like, I want to believe in Jim Leonard, dude. I really do. Because, they're going to be running out TJ Sanders, Deion Walker, Ed Oliver on that defensive line, which doesn't put the fear into anyone. Now, Rousseau's not bad. Dorian Williams isn't bad, but yeah, dude, Bradley Chubb, man.
CJ Gardner-Johnson in there at safety, which
that's not good either, dude.
Well, Jim Leonard defenses have a tendency to be good against the run and tackle well. Yeah. Buffalo was almost dead last in the league last year in run defense. So, I feel like Jim Leonard will, help bring them up to be at least decent. They just won't be terrible.
Yeah, I'm not. I have faith in Jim Leonard, but I'm a little worried. I'm going to put them behind the Falcons. So that's okay. All right. So, okay, let's look at this list, guys. We got to figure out if this is a good list. So we've got the Texans, Rams, Broncos, Seahawks, Vikings. I'm pretty good with that, right? Yep. Eagles, Browns. I think the Chargers with the loss of Minter are still going to go down, but I'm okay with them there. I feel like we need to put at least one more team in the Hurts to watch, and I'm thinking either Washington or the Giants. I know the Dolphins are the easy choice, but I feel like they're going to be – I don't know why, man. I got a feeling that Halfway's going to do a pretty decent job. So I think I might put Washington.
Yeah. They probably are the most deserving. They're just old and
Commanders. Yeah. Okay. So the Commanders. Okay. Now we should move one mid team up and one taste great team up. So we have a 6, 7, 7, 7. So which team should we move up to the top 6? Best of the best.
It's probably got to be the Browns or the Eagles, I would say.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with the Browns losing Myles Garrett. I just do. I think
that's the problem.
Yeah. I think I have to see it. I know they're still going to be good, but I have to see them without Myles Garrett. I'm not confident in the Chargers enough now that Minter's gone. Even though I love the Panthers, I'm not that high on them saying they're a top 5 defense. The Jaguars lost their best defensive player, and they overachieved last year. The Chiefs are old or really young. The Ravens are inconsistent, so I feel like it's got to be the Eagles. I think there's just no.
The Eagles were number 1 defense 2 years ago, so they have the bodies to do it.
They've got the personnel. Okay, so now we can move a mid team up, and I feel like I have to give the Lions a little bit of respect because they've been better than my eyes tell me, but I still don't think they're a great defense. But
they've been top 10 the last 2 years.
Yeah, I'll give them some respect. So, all right, you guys feel pretty good about this list? Does it look pretty good, left to right, top to bottom?
Yes,
I think so.
I would move the Packers up for Parsons starting and everything, but since he's probably going to miss 6 games, I think they're totally fine where they are.
And the fact that we're switching defensive schemes.
I think personally the defensive scheme switch is going to be good because we have a more tough-minded defensive coach, but that's just, who knows?
I do think it's going to be good long term, but it's hard for me to know what it's going to look like. It's hard for me to know.
The Packers have played the same defense the last 12 years. Yeah. Just drop back in his zone and rush and let him have 10 yards to pass the ball.
Yeah. No, Greg, what's up, dude? Thanks for watching. Yes, I hope the Packers have a top 10 defense. I really hope so.
They were top 10 before Micah got hurt, so it's possible.
Like I said, second half they'll be top 10.
Well, the thing is, if you look
Yeah.
at DVOA, they wait the second half of the year, right? So they could be like around top 10-ish,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. No, I think I kind of agree with Dave. I think it's going to start off a little rough the first 6 weeks.
The
or
real
so,
key is if
and they'll
they
get
can find
better.
a way to get Nixon off the field.
Yeah. and everyone agrees the Bears are going to have a bit of a hangover year. Nobody's they're not getting 33 turnovers this year.
No,
They're
we're
just
not. No,
they're just not. That's not repeatable. Yeah.
They say Dave has an upset stomach.
Yeah.
His
Dave-
tummy hurts.
No, Dave is probably the most rational Bear fan you guys might ever meet. I don't know if it's the Native American calmness about him, but like he never gets upset about the Bears being a giant pile of shit. So good job, Dave.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all the podcasts in Chicago are talking about how Caleb's the next Michael Jordan. It's
Oh yeah, I love it.
I get they get excited, but like, come on, guys, just relax a little bit.
no, most of them that I listen to, like Hogan Johns and whatnot, they're like 65% is probably out of range. Can we just see what 63% completion percentage would be a step up? So I think a lot of them are reasonable, but yeah, I know that there's probably a lot online out there that are just they're
more of like the bigger shows are more, the podcasts sometimes are more like data centric, like you said, but the bigger Chicago shows that you see all over YouTube and stuff, those guys, they're like, Dave Portnoy style, where they're just constantly thinking that they're going to be the Chicago Bulls.
Well, they're excited.
Yeah, they are going to be the 2020 Chicago Bulls. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The 2020 Chicago Bulls.
No, the Bears should be excited, but there's a lot that was good. There's a lot of good stuff they can take away from last year, and there's a lot of stuff that they need to fix. Like, let's be honest. So, but the key is they've got a really good head coach in Ben Johnson. And if Caleb can improve at all, like they're saying, if he can even
what
get
the
to
hell is he talking about?
I am all about that Pollard love.
Dude,
what?
Tony Pollard is the worst. He is the worst. And there was another trade. Tony Pollard has been traded in our fantasy league, I feel like 17 times at this point, and for good reason, because nobody wants him. But
it's the Cowboy effect.
I won my title with Tony Pollard. What are you talking about?
I know Dave keeps trying to convince people Tony Pollard's good, and he's not.
I get my name's on the trophy, son.
Fair.
That's all that matters. There's 3 names on our trophy over 6 years. Mine's one of them.
And mine
Thank
is
you,
not
Tony Pollard.
on any of them, because I didn't have Tony Pollard apparently. So okay. Anyway, all right. Well, this was fun. That was a lot of rankings. That was a lot of tier lists. We'll see. We'll look back at this maybe at the end of the year and see, where teams finished, how close we were, how bad we were. But I'm pretty happy with our rankings. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the comments. Really, we really
That's
appreciate the comments. You guys make us laugh. And I appreciate you, Eddie, telling me incorrectly where to put Carolina's offense. And I really appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that subscribed, and just thanks for being a fan of football. And
remember, for the next 4 years, it is soccer. Okay, world, it's going to be soccer. France, Germany.
No,
we're going to make it so, right, Hype?
No, it's not. I mean, dude, USA has a pretty good chance to win this World Cup. And by that, I mean like a 5% chance. But historically, we have had like a negative 500% chance.
Right.
So we're definitely improving. So good job, Postacoglu. Good job, Team USA. And fuck the Bears.
And Alex Freeman.
Yeah. And Alex Freeman. Former Packer. Dave, they're good because they have a former Packer son. Just like you're only good on defense because you have a former Packers cornerback as your defensive coach. So thanks, Al Harris. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. We'll